we can all rejoice and probably recall a time where Superman, in the movies at least, was maybe not so much the biggest deal, but it was out in theaters, or we got another version of it on the big screen to really fanboy, fangirl, fan they, them, themselves over. I'm not going to do the in-depth review of, scene by scene shot, or because I'm not an expert. I know nothing beyond like the general consensus of Superman. I've read some comics, I've seen some of the animated films, not all of them and not a lot. So I got a lot of research to do until the release in July 2025 to like brushing up on my Superman lore, the live action shows, the animated shit, the comics, maybe some of them too. Who's got time for all that, right? But I do. I gotta plead my case with the following. Okay, look, overall the feels, I like the color, I like the vibes. It's not so moody, broody, depressing, always wallowing in solace ass vibes we got from Man of Steel, which, I hold a soft spot for Man of Steel, pause, and Henry Cavill, his version of Superman. I still feel, as I know a lot of you do, and I saw in the comments section upon the release of the teaser trailer, that Henry Cavill's the only Superman that matters. Injustice of Superman, because he only really got Man of Steel. He had to co-star with Batman and Batman vs. Superman. And then he got the Justice League, the first one that not everybody liked. Then we got the long-ass, 8-hour episode long-ass version of Justice League, this Snyder version, which wasn't bad, but it's like it was way too much, or better yet said, they had all that footage they didn't use, the Snyder version, of course. Why didn't they just use that the first time around for the first Justice League and make that somewhat better? But then again, I get it. The studio versus the director and their vision of the fucking product at the end, that's neither here nor there. You either watched it or you didn't. I did. And I was like, I would have been good without either version, honestly, of Justice League. But that's just me, though. Now, my two things from the trailer I didn't love so much, but not nitpicking, not like I hate this shit and I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to protest and stand in solitude like the Fortress of Solitude with Henry Cavill and, the very unfair opportunity they gave to that Superman, the real Superman, the brooding Superman, the Superman that has to deal with fucking, what do you call them things, the W-2s and shit. Or having to actually do work at the Daily Planet knowing that he saved the planet infinity times over. During his lunch break, of all things, too. He makes time like that. The two things I didn't love so much of the teaser trailer, and leading into why I think it belongs on the naughty list. One is we are getting Krypto, at least on the big screen, first time that I know of, at least. I know there was the animated movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voicing, I think, Krypto himself, which you couldn't pay me to watch that shit. And I've known for the better part of the last couple of decades to not inflate that man's ego any more than we have already. Hollywood's fault mostly, but also he's big, tanned, and jacked beyond any probable belief. And he did everything but remember to act in everything he's ever done, really. I mean, listen, besides the wrestling, and my favorite era of The Rock is like sideburns, Gucci shirts, or Prada, Versace shirts, whatever he wore, where he was just roasting people, Raw after Raw, SmackDown after SmackDown. Once he jumped ship to Hollywood or right before he went on to do the Scorpion King, that's when, he's gone. We lost him. He came back, and to me at least, been corny ever since. And don't you dare bring up fucking Black Adam, because I know at the very end we got Cavill Superman back again. But then that led to, guess what? Nowhere. Just like that fucking whole movie Black Adam, which is fucking terrible, led to nothing and nowhere but despair and regretting spending one fucking red penny to seeing that shit in the theaters, besides doing a review for it, which, you can look up my YouTube. I did a review for that in depth, which is a sore reminder of we have let The Rock just go too far with the gaslighting of, oh, guys, I'm a star. I'm built like a star. I'm like a modern day Arnold Schwarzenegger and Van Damme and all them built into one. No! He's a fucking false prophet. He's gaslighting the fuck out of us, and I'm tired of it too. But back to the point, right? So, James Gunn does belong on the naughty list. Reason number one, because we got Krypto now. Krypto, the choice of breed of dog, as adorable as it appears in the fucking trailer. Small, fluffy, endearing, very cute. it'd be hard to find anybody who didn't like that version of Krypto. That's a given. Or hate on a dog in general nowadays, because everybody appears to be dog people, even cat people give in too, but dogs are better than cats. Also, I can't be near a cat because I'm terribly allergic. That's besides the point. But while I like the choice of breed, it's fluffy, small, endearing, very cute looking dog. I would have thought, or I would have hoped at least Krypto would have been a more imposing, sizable, large breed dog like a white German Shepherd, as rare as they are apparently. Or what's that big one that's like white and not so fluffy but still looks imposing? Not the Akita, that's too fluffy. There's another one that's like broad built, short haired. I can't remember right now, and it's bothering me. But whatever, I thought it would have just been a bigger, whiter, more imposing dog. But then again, there's such a thing as white privilege already in the snow, so then it's easy to lose sight of Krypto at least. But very cute dog, but I thought maybe a bigger, more imposing breed would have made more sense as like a alien super breed dog. And oddly enough, it's already freaky enough that Superman is an alien, but looks so much like a human you would never think he was an alien. Besides, of course, his fucking powers and shit. But then the dogs on that planet, or Krypton, also look like Earth dogs. So does that mean dogs in every parallel universe or different planets just look like dogs that we have here too? Except they got powers and shit? I don't know. That's more Superman lore shit. I don't really know too much about that, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like I do either. But then number two, I didn't love the costume. Or better yet said, the super suit on him. It looked like, to me at least, it looked like the most expensive replica version you could buy at like a Spirit or, you know, the pop-up shops open nowadays for Halloween because, you know, God forbid you open a costume store anymore because that's way too expensive in this economy and all this inflation too. I don't blame them. Shout out to Spirit. Always coming through with the costumes like day before Halloween and like the line that wraps around the fucking mall because every single parent just happened to figure, oh shit, Halloween, right, my kid has to dress up. Right. I can't even, put a finger on the gender identifier as, let alone what fucking costume they want. So then again, I don't blame them, but then also, come on, day of before, come on, whatever. Irresponsible. But I didn't love the costume. It looks like the guy might have gotten into shape anyway to portray Superman, or at least physically look and or resemble Superman. He really looks like Clark Kent. That's a given with the haircut and the glasses and shit. I like who they cast for Lois Lane. She really looks, she's very pretty. Not that Lois Lane has to be pretty, but she does look like a Lois Lane with the cut and the brunette, coloring to the hair. Looks good so far. Lex Luthor looks convincing as well. I'm all about proper bald representation on the big screen or TV as well, so fine by me. We get Lex Luthor again. As long as it's not Jesse Eisenberg version of Lex Luthor, who is clearly on the spectrum, I'm good with that. Let's have at it. Let's have fun. And the kid, also in the comments I saw a lot that people were pointing out, the kid holding up the sign of hope with the Superman emblem on the flag too, praying for Superman to come and save them. That was very cute. That was very reminiscent as I was talking earlier in the day with my friend Easy, who's way more a fan and more knowledgeable on Superman and Batman and DC in general. You get now the feel, the vibes of getting a Superman that's more hopeful, that's more the good old boy, big-ass Boy Scout, instead of the dark, brooding, but still just as cool, and we miss him, Henry Cavill Superman and Man of Steel. This is more like it seems like it's going to be a much more comic, accurate version of Superman, more faithful to the material. Hopefully there's no Batman, because as Easy did point out when I talked to him, and he made a very good point, this seems like a more comic, accurate Superman in the sense of power-wise. We can't get Robert Pattinson's Batman in this universe because he'll just fucking die on sight immediately. And let's face facts too. Batman even knows in the back of his mind, if it came down to it, Superman, all he needs to do is fucking queef on him, and he's dead. Superman could pin down Batman by the shoulders, sit on his face, say, I'm sorry to do this to you, Bruce, but it's the only way to end you. You won't quit otherwise. And just give him one fucking solid ass blast. Fuck Pink Eye. You're getting neutralized. You're getting vaporized by fucking Superman's cheeks. Beyond recognition. No. As soon as Superman gets up from fucking ass blasting Batman one time, there'll be no head. There won't be a mask. There won't be no head. No fucking remnants of a skull. Nothing left. It'll just be fucking dust. That's what's gonna happen in reality. That's what Superman could do. One fucking fart from Superman could just level the whole Earth, throw it off its gravitational rotation, whatever. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I do like the look of the trailer. The CGI doesn't look terrible, so, you know, again, this is a teaser trailer. Maybe it'll work on it a little more and it'll look better, more polished. Who knows? But James Gunn, of all things, decided to release, or DC, whatever, and Warner Brothers, decided to release this the week before Christmas, literally, to get our hopes up like that, knowing that we got till July of 2025 to finally go into theaters, sit down, hopefully enjoy it, hopefully say good things about it at the bare minimum. If not, hopefully it's great. I have a gut feeling, and from the vibes I got from the trailer, at least now, today, I'd say we're in for a good time and a feel-good Superman movie that we haven't had maybe since like the first, rest in peace, Christopher Reeves, version of Superman. At least the first three. I think four was the one with Richard Pryor, which was really bad, and I try not to remember because I was still so young anyway that I didn't get it and I didn't appreciate it. And when I watched it when I was older, I was like, oh God, how was this ever greenlit at all? And rest in peace, Richard Pryor too, obviously, but I think even he knew better. But he probably got a bag for it. Who knows? If he did, then good on him. Fuck it. I got high hopes, no pun intended, for this version of Superman. Let's see what he does with it. This is the same guy, mind you, that directed all three Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which, if anyone remembers, Guardians of the Galaxy was not a popular entity leading into the first film back in 2014, I want to say. So no one had high hopes for it, but Marvel was like still cooking, as they say, at the time. So I was like, oh, new Marvel shit. What's this, Guardian of the Galaxies? I didn't know him either. I maybe saw Star-Lord way back in the day in a comic or so, but I had no idea fucking who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. That ended up being my fucking favorite entity out of the whole MCU, mind you. I mean, obviously, who wouldn't love Rocket Raccoon? What's his face? The one that gets the easy paycheck just saying, I am Groot. Groot, right. Vin Diesel, who doesn't love fucking Batista? And I think this was the role that really became the launching pad for Dave Bautista to become a legitimate actor, besides being comic relief. Like, there was layers to him, and Drax was hilarious throughout. Zoe Saldana's always been a piece of ass and a great actress, but this really solidified her as Gamora. And then Chris Pratt. This is also the launching pad, I'd say, for Chris Pratt also. He was great on Parks and Recs, don't get me wrong. He was hilarious. He lost the weight, ended up being a really good-looking guy, and fucking as funny as he is still, he didn't lose the humor when he lost the weight. So even better, we got a great version of Star-Lord. He's the one that provoked the whole Infinity War, if you remember Avengers like that too. But how do you not love Star-Lord? Or at least Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. That ended up being my favorite entity, my favorite part of the MCU for a reason. All three movies. And, you could argue and say, well, all three Captain Americas were great as well too. They were. But for me, at least, just based off everything inclusive of Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as the song choices in each one, that seals the deal for me. So I gotta put that over Captain America, the trilogy, at least, in that sense. But, Captain America 2, 1 was great, Winter Soldier's awesome, and Civil War 3, of course, was, come on. We got Spider-Man finally properly as portrayed in that film. Under ruse and all that shit. That was great. I still have a problem with that line, of course, with when Spider-Man and Captain America interact. Oh, where you from, kid? Queens, as you're struggling and almost getting crushed to death. And then, of course, Captain America has to fucking save, make the fucking charming ass save with a stupid ass grin and smiles like, Brooklyn. When he's not even supposedly from Brooklyn, I think he's from the Lower East Side. But, I could tolerate the Lower East Side getting one up on Queens, but not Brooklyn. Never, ever, ever, ever in my fucking life will I tolerate that kind of shit. But that's MCU talk. I mean, DC, EU talk. Superman, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe you are too. But James Gunn, you bastard. You better not be fucking under and delivering by the time this shit drops in July 2025. If not, you're on the fucking naughty list right now by default this year and next year, since the movie doesn't come out till 2025. But for now, TBD, we are going to put you on the naughty list, James Gunn, because now you got our hopes super up. No pun intended, of course. But now we got Superman to look forward to. Hopefully, maybe they got a cute-ass dog in there. Superman looks, really Clark Kent-ish. Maybe not so much the suit, but either or. We got Lex Luthor. We got a big-ass fucking Godzilla-looking monster. We got one of the Green Lanterns. We got a Hawkman, too. Let's fucking see where it goes from here. I'm looking forward to it. I'm keeping hopes high. And if you do too or you don't, let me know in the comments, whatever.
Hey, someone just came up to me and told me that you like disrespectful Latinas. Is that true? Go fuck yourself.
Yo, it's over. Alright, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
Alright.